This week, we end the decade with our 2019 Christmas podcast. We play some games and even have a special guest. All this and more on this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. We are good for your ears. I'm Dan, and you can find me at RFS Dan.
And I'm Jess, and you can find me at Gone to the Snow Dogs and Snow Dogs Vlogs.
Hooray, Jess, it's finally Christmas! Woo! Merry Christmas, the last Christmas of this decade.
It is the last Christmas of the decade. Merry Christmas to you.
I feel like the word decade hasn't gotten enough love this year or enough realization from everybody. Not enough decade talk, right?
Right. I've been doing YouTube for a decade.
A decade? That's so long and we're so old now.
Shut up.
So, how is your tree holding up? You've had the gate around it. Did it make it through the whole holidays?
Yep, it made it. One of my little blue trees that I bought from Big Lots, Kira decided to get into the other day, so that one didn't make it. But other than that, the tree is still surviving. Wait,
this isn't something real quick that we discussed before the podcast. You sent me a picture yesterday of something chewed up. What happened?
So I was working and trying to get some videos edited because I knew we were podcasting and doing all this stuff today. And there was a point in time where I'm like, wow, it's really quiet. Did I leave Kira outside? Which it's impossible to leave her outside because I usually watch her while she's out there. I'm like, okay, she's not outside. Where's the dog? So I yelled to Jamie, I'm like, you have her in there? And he was in the office and he's like, I don't have her. And I'm like, I don't have her. Somehow the bedroom door got left open and she decided to go in there and chew up her daddy's slipper.
Oh man, it looked expensive too. And that was the one thing I feared when I was at your house was don't leave the door open. Leave the bedroom door shut. I'm like, yeah, I don't want Kira eating my stuff.
Somehow the bedroom door got left open and she ate a slipper.
At least it kept her away from the tree.
True. I had to take a picture of it too because that's what you do when a dog chews something up. You take a picture of it with them in front of it and you keep it forever.
Well, I'm lucky. The cats never really chewed anything. I did have one instance though when I was playing World of Warcraft back in like 2006, and I had this little external controller that my hand was on and I was kicking butt, and then all of a sudden I'm like trying to hit the forward button. I'm like click click click. I'm not moving. What's going on? And I looked down at the foot of the bed, and I think it was Mooch, maybe, that was half asleep with the wire just hanging out of his mouth and had chewed through the whole controller wire while I was sitting there playing the actual game. Oh, I was so mad. I'm like, your cat chewed my wire. Since then, cats have been pretty good on the wire, so I'm fortunate in that regard.
Yeah, mine don't really do wires, but they definitely get into other stuff.
My Christmas tree is doing okay though. It's showing a little bit of age. I can see there's this one little it's cute. There's this one little part on the tree that's got this bald spot that I kind of put to the back of the tree because I feel like the tree's embarrassed about its bald spot. But other than that, it's holding up pretty well. It's starting to turn brown a little bit. It's showing its age, but it's been rainy out, so it's been a little humid. So maybe that helps it. And the most disappointing thing at all that I know all you guys at home are like, why would you wish for this, Dan? My cat will not. There's 6 of them. None of them will go in the tree.
That's so weird.
Still, they definitely want nothing to do with the tree. They'll lay on the bed at the base of the tree. I can get those pictures all day long. But could you please go in the tree?
Yeah, that's weird.
But my house smells like Christmas tree, and I'm really thankful for that.
My house smells like Christmas tree because I have a Christmas tree candle.
Oh my gosh, I was out candle hunting the other day for Crystal's mom, and they had a concentrate spray. It looked like Banaka, and I'm like, I wonder if this is the same spray. So I go to slightly just go psst on the tester, but it's pressurized and it just blasts like hairspray. So now all of a sudden I smell like ocean breeze. Yeah. And I'm all sneezing. I had to come home and take a shower and wash my hoodie because I had ocean breeze all over me. And I like the way it smelled. I won't lie, guys. The next morning I went back and I did smell the sleeve of my hoodie before I washed it. But it was a lot. Was it at Bath & Body Works?
Well, that I'm asking because those sprayers are ridiculous.
But I love pearberry, so I'm okay with if it sprayed pearberry on me, I'd be fine. But ocean breeze was a little, and it didn't even smell like that. That is not what the ocean smells like. I've been there. It's fishy. It doesn't smell right. There's always tar on my feet. That's not ocean breeze.
Yeah, I have an evergreen one of those, and I sprayed it the other day, and I'm like, that's too much smell, too much. Yeah. And it was one spray, and because we used to get those, and they just have it's too powerful. It gives me a headache. It makes my eyes burn. I'm like, nope, I'm too sensitive for this.
I just didn't realize it was just gonna mark me like that, and the whole time I was embarrassed. I know people were sneezing because of me.
I can't even go in that store for more than like 5 minutes before I'm like, I need out. I need air.
Some of them's good. Some of them make me sneeze. But there are some flavors, I won't lie, that I really love from Bath and Body Works.
Cucumber melon.
Oh, really? That's what you want to smell like? What do you smell like? Hold on. Can I think of what you smell? You don't smell like anything.
No, I don't wear anything.
Yeah, you don't smell like anything funky, and you didn't stink. I think I would have noticed if you stunk, but I guess you don't smell. What do I smell like, Dan?
I don't know. Yeah.
Just nothing. So it's Christmas, Jess, and I was thinking the other day, I don't think I've ever spent Christmas at another person's house. All my life, I think Christmas has just always been where I lived.
Really?
Yeah, have you ever gone anywhere for Christmas?
Yeah, a couple times. When I was younger. Like, we had Christmas one time, we got trapped at the trailer in Atlanta, and because there was a big snowstorm, and we had to have Christmas at the trailer, and we were worried that Santa wasn't going to find us because we were kids. Mm-hmm. We were worried Santa wasn't going to find us because we weren't home, and my dad actually went out and cut a tree down from the yard and brought it inside, and we found lights, and we had a Christmas tree, and we had Christmas at the trailer, and somehow Santa found us at the trailer. So I don't know if it was planned or not, but
like, you guys planned to get stuck at the trailer?
Well, we were going to my grandma and grandpa's house, and they lived up here at the time, or they were up here at the time, whatever it was. I don't exactly remember because I was young, but we ended up at the trailer for Christmas, and then we ended up going to my grandparents after that. Yeah. I woke up at 2 years in a row. One year I woke up for Christmas at Disneyland.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that? You went on Christmas?
I don't know if we talked about the fact that that's when I went. Like, I think it was kind of mentioned that, I went to Disneyland for Christmas and my birthday. When we lived in Arizona, the first year we were there, we didn't have enough money to fly home. And it was the first year of my life that I wasn't going to be home for Christmas. And it was, I'm sure you guys know, I'm very close with my family. I was destroyed. Like, I wanted to go home more than anything. I mean, my Aunt Pat lived out there, so that wasn't bad. And, Jamie was living out there with me. This was before we were married. So my aunt surprised us with a trip to Anaheim, and mm-hmm. we were doing Disneyland for a day and Universal Studios for a day. So I was at Disneyland on Christmas.
Wow, what was that like? Was it just empty there? Oh, you had nothing to compare it to, huh?
It was empty in the morning when we got there. It was very empty till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's when there ended up being a lot of people there. But you could tell that morning, people were at home with their families doing their thing, and we had the run of Disneyland, and I got to meet Goofy, and there was no line, and I met Cusco from The Emperor's New Groove, and there was no line, and then, there was no lines to meet any of the characters. They were just wandering around, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. That was the first time I ever went to Disneyland was on Christmas.
That's actually a good story.
Yeah, my birthday is 2 days after Christmas, so the idea was we got to do Christmas at Disneyland for my birthday and Christmas.
That is awesome. And yes, your birthday is, if you guys are listening to this on Christmas Day, in 2 more days from now. 2 more days?
Yep.
Yay. Well, happy birthday, because we won't be podcasting during your birthday, so happy birthday.
Thanks.
How is that? What's that like? Do you just get doubled up on presents, or is everything a combined present?
Well, when I was younger, my sister was born 10 days before Christmas, so she was born on December 15th, mm-hmm. my sister Casey. So for the first couple years, I mean, I don't really remember because I was 4 when my sister was born. So for the first couple years, I'm sure, I got lots of things. But after Casey was born, we always celebrated my birthday on her birthday, because it was before Christmas, and it was far enough before Christmas where it was just easier. So for a lot of the time growing up as a kid, we had, a birthday party same day as my sister, but I never got to do the birthday parties at school because there was no school.
Right, me neither.
So I always missed out on that. So it was, it's interesting. When it comes to gifts, when I was younger, my mom was usually pretty good with making sure that there was a Christmas gift and a birthday gift. But as I got older, it was well, if you want something bigger, you want this gift, well, it can be a Christmas and birthday gift combined, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Right, you got upgrade options. That's
But at the
good.
Same time, you're really only getting one thing.
Yeah, but you could get the nicer model of it.
Exactly. So it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. I think the biggest downfall is I'm turning 40 and I kind of wanted a birthday party, but everybody's busy. I can't have a birthday party on my birthday because who's going to show up?
Yeah, I'm going to be playing Mario Maker too. I have no time for you.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Who's going to show up? You guys aren't going to fly out here. None of my friends that live far away are going to fly because it's the holidays. So none of my friends or relatives that live far away are going to come. The other problem I have is it seems like everybody that I know's wife their birthday is around the same time. Like Eric's wife, Corey, her birthday is around the same time. Mike's wife, Ashley, her birthday is around the same time. So it's like everybody I know has their birthday at the same time. So they're all doing their own thing.
Yeah, you gotta spread that around.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to sound bitter because I'm not bitter. I really don't care. But it's kind of just one of those things where it's like, oh, it's my birthday. It's just another day. Jamie asked me yesterday what I wanted to do, and I kind of said, maybe we should just go to Traverse City for the weekend. He's like, we could do that. But the other thing is it's so hard to travel on my birthday because you never know how the weather's going to be. We live in northern Michigan. There could be a massive snowstorm or an ice storm. So it's like, what do? Do we drive 5 hours away, or do we just stay home? It's just easier to stay home.
Mine's in November, so I don't have that combination problem at all.
Right.
But yeah, looking back when I was thinking about all my Christmases, they've all just been at home. I would go to Disneyland on Christmas Day. That sounds neat.
I'd do it again.
Do you have any favorite Christmas memories? Like, do you have, when you think of Christmas and you think of yourself as a kid, do you ever look back and go like, that's what pops into my head the most out of any Christmas?
So without putting a lot of thought into it and just answering the question with the first thing that comes in my head, which is usually they say the most honest answer, the first thing that popped into my head was when we were little, I had both sets of my grandparents were still alive, which they're all passed away now. So it was my mom's mom and dad and my dad's mom and dad, and they were still married and all that stuff. So, we didn't have like divorced grandparents or anything. So it was Grandma and Pago and then Grandma and Grandpa. Christmas Eve, every Christmas Eve, I can remember we would go to my grandma and grandpa's house, which was my mom's mom and dad. And my grandpa was a Detroit fireman, and we'd go over to their house, and we'd all run down in the basement, and the tree would be up, because we always did Christmas in the basement. So, like, the tree would be up, and everything would be all decorated and pretty, but there was nothing down there. No presents, no nothing. So we'd all go over there, and then we'd all get ready and get dressed, and we'd go to church. I went to a Catholic school, so the church was right up the road from their house. So we'd get dressed, we'd get ready, we'd go to church. And you'd be sitting in church. You'd know, well, Santa's coming, Santa's coming, Santa's coming. We'd get back to my grandparents' house, and somehow Santa came. Every time. Every time. We'd leave for church, and Santa would come while we were gone. Every time. And they always told us it was because Santa had so many houses to get to. He would always come to Grandma and Grandpa's house early.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you're on the East Coast. That makes sense.
So Santa would come while we were at church. To this day, and I've never asked because I don't want it to be ruined, I do not know how that happened. Because we all went together. It wasn't like somebody stayed home or somebody stayed behind. We all left together. So Santa's real, guys, I'm telling you. Who else did that?
Is that your takeaway?
Yeah, who else did that? Who did that? Who put the presents in the basement while we were at church?
You could find out.
I don't want to find out. It was Santa.
You sure?
I'm sure.
It's weird that you bring up that story because my story that I wrote down was the same exact thing. We would go to midnight mass. And all the way there, I remember I was 8 years old. All the way there, I kept asking, you think when we're gone, Santa's gonna come? And my parents were like, I don't know, like maybe not. I'm like, yeah, but like it could happen, right? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, but theoretically, yes, Dan, yes, maybe Santa's there while we're gone. And then I would go, and we would always show up to midnight mass late because it would be like 11 o'clock, and they'd be like, we should do this. We would go to church, and the whole time there was no place to sit, so I'd be like way back at like in the doorway peeking in, and I'm little, and I'm like, man, this sucks. Like I just want to get the presents, and every single time I'd get home, there would be no presents. And I'd be so disappointed. It'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Santa didn't come again. What's going on? I hope he comes. And then I could never go to sleep. I was just like, I would lay there just awake and all super excited that I was about to be showered with gifts. And it never paid out. It never paid out. I'd have to wait till like 3 in the morning when I finally fell asleep just to get up at like 7 the next day, trying to wake up your parents, and your parents did not want to get up. I stopped waking them up. I think on my 11th Christmas, I got a Sega Genesis, and I remember getting up and running downstairs and opening it up and just being like, I know how to plug this in, and just hooking it up and playing it. And like at 10, they got up and they're like, oh, whoa, what's up? And I'm like, oh, nothing to see here. And I just kept playing my presents.
The only other memory that popped into my head was my dad had one of those big camcorders that like you would sit on your shoulder and you would film with. And
oh yeah,
I blame my dad for the reason I became a YouTuber, because my dad used to film everything. Like he would carry that thing around and film everything. We have so much footage of so many many things.
Yes,
But the one year he got it, he set it up and we caught Santa on camera.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably still has the video as well.
Yeah, we need to see that footage.
Yeah, yep. There was a tree, and then the next thing, there was presents. And he's like, it was so fast, you don't see anything, but it was there, and then it was there. And that was how he proved Santa was real. Look, I caught him on camera.
Creative editing.
It filmed the whole time, and he was there, and yep. No, it was Santa, Dan. It was Santa.
Yeah. No. It was Santa. I think the only other Christmas memory that I can think of, and I don't know if I've told this before, is a lot of my family was at my house for Christmas one year, and I got up early and I ran downstairs, and I didn't like what Nintendo games I got, and I swapped them out with everybody else's pile. And this is kind of how I found out about things. I didn't want Marble Madness, but I saw that somebody else's pile had the Bigfoot game, like the monster truck game. So I switched them out, and then on Christmas morning, everybody got up and they're like, whoa, wait, that's odd. I think Santa made a mistake. I'm like, what are you talking about? And sure enough, they caught it, and Marble Madness was put back into my pile.
I love that game.
Now that I'm older, I get it a little bit more. But when I was a kid, it's like, I didn't want that. I think I wanted Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I did not want Marble Madness.
I feel like that should be a phone app now.
Marble Madness? It probably is.
Yeah.
So, Jess, since it's Christmas, we should talk about Christmas movies.
Christmas movies? Like Die Hard?
Is that your favorite Christmas movie?
Is it my favorite Christmas movie?
I've never seen Die Hard.
You've never seen Die Hard?
No, here, I'll give you a quick rundown on Die Hard. It's a dude.
You don't like Bruce
Willis. He left something in the mall. He went there to get it. Stuff went down. Yippee-ki-yay, bad words. And Carl Winslow from Family Matters was in it.
I like the Die Hard series. I don't know that that's my favorite Christmas movie. Oh gosh, favorite Christmas movie. And I can't say The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I mean, I guess you could double dip, but that's also your favorite Halloween movie.
That's my favorite, second most favorite everything movie. I should have thought about this ahead of time.
Yeah, you can go ahead and think about this, and I'll go first.
Well, is Rudolph a Christmas movie, or was it just a TV special?
It's a Christmas show. It's a TV show that could be on your TV show list, but that was not a movie. That was not a movie.
All right, you go first.
I mean, obviously, I love Home Alone, and I always have, and I was at the perfect age when it came out and saw it in the movie theaters, and I thought it was amazing. But we all love Home Alone. That's a given. That's on everybody's list, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure. I really loved Gremlins.
Gremlins?
Yeah, the original. It was a Christmas movie. It was. I think it was like Christmas. Was it Christmas Eve, the day of the bank, when all the craziness went down?
Yeah, I think so.
I like Gremlins.
See, and when you're talking and I'm thinking, like, I think, as silly as it is, I liked A Christmas Carol. I've liked just about every version of it that I've ever seen. But now that I'm really thinking, like, my favorite Christmas movie, I was trying to think of, like, because I can think of a million of them, but which one would I watch over and over and over? It's a Wonderful Life.
Really? The old... have they remade that at all? Like with Owen Wilson or somebody terrible like that? Or are they still just on the original one?
I think they have remade it, but it has to be the original. The original, It's a Wonderful Life, in black and white, is probably a Christmas movie that I could watch over and over and over and over.
I know the name, but honestly, I don't know if I could tell you... Let me see if I can tell you anything about that movie. Is that where an angel gets its wings if
yes.
a bell... Okay, that is it. I have no idea what that movie's about.
It's a really good movie, and I think probably and I don't even remember if it's a Christmas movie, but Family Man was another one that I kept thinking
one
of.
with Nick Cage?
Yeah, but I don't think that's actually, like, I think it happened in the wintertime, but I don't know that was like a Christmas movie, but I really liked that movie as well.
Oh, I never watched either of those movies. I've heard of them, but I have not. I have other movies on the list though. I love Jingle All the Way with Arnold and Sinbad and
I like
little
that.
Anakin Skywalker.
Miracle on 34th Street is good, but again, that's like a traditional Christmas movie, like, and you have to watch the original, the black and white one. But no, every time it's a Wonderful Life. That's my favorite one.
Oh, I've not seen it. Even Miracle on 34th Street. I can kind of tell you what it's about. Santa shows up late, and then somebody wants a Red Ryder BB gun. I don't know. I haven't seen.
That's a Christmas Story.
I used to love that movie too, but I watched it too much, and now I'm like fatigued on it because they used to play it for 24 hours straight on TBS on Christmas morning, so you would just leave it on in the background.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can't watch that anymore. But I haven't seen much of the classics, which I should. I just never have.
You should make it a point to at least watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay, that I can do. I'm sure that's on every free app.
Oh, probably. And I don't know if it's something that you would actually enjoy, but
I can appreciate things for what they are.
It's a good movie. I really like it. That'd have to be it. That'd be number one.
Another one that I liked was Scrooged.
I liked Scrooge.
With Bill Murray. That was great.
Yes. Yep. I did like that.
Yeah, when that comes on,
I like Elf. I like Elf with Will Ferrell.
Elf was good as well.
I like Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
I did not watch any of the Santa Claus movies. There was like 3 of them, I think.
Yeah,
I did not
3.
get into it. I did not. I had tool time fatigue. I couldn't deal with any more of Tim Allen's stuff, so I did not watch those. But I know anybody like your age and below, for a few years, they really loved that movie.
I do like that movie. Tim Allen's from Michigan.
Of course he is. Of course he's from Michigan. That's right. He always wore those Detroit. He always wore the Detroit stuff.
They even had an episode of Tool Time where they were at the Alpena Airport.
Oh, well, that explains a lot. Yeah, so I didn't watch any of those movies. I was Tim Allen fatigued. As far as the TV shows go, though, as a kid, I always liked Frosty the Snowman. He was chill.
That was your favorite one?
Yeah. Frosty always comes to my mind. I liked how happy he was. I loved how he was like, "Happy birthday" every time he put the hat on. I liked Frosty. What did you like?
Rudolph.
Did you like all those Rankin and Bass? Is that what there are?
Yes. Yeah, I like all the Rankin and Bass shows. Yes.
Man, I will say, after like making videos or even the little like Dan and construction paper cutout that I did for my intro, animation's hard.
Yeah.
That they went through a lot back then. And that was like what, the 50s or the 60s animation?
Yeah, it was that I don't even know when that movie came out, but it was a long time ago.
That was pretty good. I mean, I do like Rudolph. Rudolph would be like my number 2. It's right there with Frosty the Snowman. I enjoyed both of those equally. The toys were kind of creepy when they were on the Misfit Toy Island, and
yeah, because I like Jack Frost and I like Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and those were all by all the Rankin and Bass. I like that stop motion animation. I like stop motion animation movies.
Yes, and that's something they don't do much of traditionally these days.
Yes, and I can't remember the name of the show with the dinosaurs, the stop motion animation dinosaurs, and they sang the songs and the ducks came out. Here we come a waffling. What the heck? A Claymation Christmas. A Claymation Christmas.
No, I have never heard of this.
You've never heard of a Claymation? It's called A Claymation Christmas.
I have not heard of this at all. I'm gonna have to look this up.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. And there's the camels singing the Three Wise Men song and the bells, and they're banging on the bells. It's called A Claymation Christmas.
Oh my gosh, yes, because that's where the California Raisins came from.
That's where the California Raisins came from.
Yes, I'm looking at a picture of it now. People at home, it was just passable, but on the borderline of creepy on the art design.
Yeah.
It was really creepy. The color palettes were dark, and you guys are gonna have to Google this. A Claymation
Christmas.
Yeah, and you'll see a couple videos coming up and stuff. But that's where I was introduced to the California Raisins, which had a good run.
My favorite scene, and if we can insert it in the Podbean. On Podbean, we'll try to do it. I'll try to find it. But my favorite scene from the whole Claymation Christmas special is when they do the song Carol of the Bells, because that's, one of my favorite Christmas songs. But that's like my favorite rendition of Carol of the Bells, because they're bells and they have hands and they have a hammer and they have to hit themselves in the head.
Oh my gosh. No, honestly, I have not seen this since I was like 11.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna have to watch it now. I left the tab up. I'll have to go check it out later and go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Now I want to watch the whole thing.
I feel like anymore these days, because now you can watch any of these shows right on demand. Nothing's live anymore. But when we were younger, you had to catch it one time at 8 or 8:30 at night, and that was it. It was on once a year, and you couldn't just go back and watch it over and over again. So it was a big deal to watch a Garfield Christmas or the California Raisins.
Oh gosh, a Garfield Christmas.
Yes, Garfield had some good stuff. He was underrated. He had a great Halloween episode too.
Yes. And Snoopy.
Yeah, yep, all those things. Even the Charlie Brown Christmas or the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Dog.
Those came on once.
Family Dog. But yes. Family Dog wasn't a Christmas movie, but Family Dog was so good. That's like my favorite scene ever in a movie. Feed the dog, feed the cat, do the dishes.
You're always quoting that.
Every time I feed the... Do I have dreams? Do I have aspirations? No, but I have a toilet bowl. It's springtime fresh.
Oh my gosh.
favorite freaking scene in an animated show.
You got to send that clip to the creators. I'm sure if they're still around, they'd be stoked that you have championed that cartoon for so many years.
Oh God, it's so good.
So Jess, Christmas time brings traditions. Do you have any Christmas traditions?
Not like we used to.
What was something
think,
good that you used to have growing up?
Well, I mean, we used to do, like, every Christmas Eve, we would go to Grandma and Grandpa's. You know, we'd go to church, we'd have dinner, we'd go to Grandma and Grandpa's, we'd open presents. And then Christmas morning, sometimes Grandma and Grandpa would come to our house, but either way, we'd do Christmas morning at home with my mom and dad, and then we'd have breakfast. My mom would usually make waffles or a great big breakfast. And then that afternoon, we would go to Grandma and Pago's with all my cousins. Because I had, on my mom's side of the family, we didn't really have any cousins. But on my dad's side of the family, we had a bunch of cousins. So we would all go to Grandma and Pago's and we would open presents again in the afternoon. And then we'd have dinner over there. So it was like 2 days of nonstop. And now, like, lots of people have passed away. We now have kids again, because my brother and his wife have a baby. So we have a nephew. And so now it's like, we're kind of starting to do, figuring out traditions for them. This Christmas, we'll all be at home in the morning. We might actually go to my brother's in the morning, and then we'll go out to my mom's for dinner, and we'll do presents and stuff out at my mom's for dinner. But, I mean, really, Christmas traditionally for us now, it's making the video of the dogs putting up the Christmas tree. Like, our traditions have changed so much. That is an annual tradition. I've made that video for 10 years straight. And then making holiday dog treats is another thing we do. Jamie and I also usually try to make some weird random Christmas dessert for Christmas to take with us.
Oh yeah, what is this year?
We're making baklava. That's
so random. Why that? Isn't that that's not even like an American thing?
No, it's so good though. It's so good. I don't know, because it's different.
I've had baklava a few times. It's hit or miss. Either you nail it or you're like, whoa, this is stale. Like, what happened? Why is this $3 a bite?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're making walnut flavored. We were going to do pistachio, but I decided we're just going to go normal and we're going to make the walnut flavor. Sorry, Greg, if you're listening. I know you don't like walnuts.
I was thinking if I had any holiday traditions. And our family, we never thought about that stuff. There wasn't a thing that we did like every year, or there wasn't like a place that we went or a beverage that we had or anything like that. It was just pretty much just kind of wing at Christmas. We never really had anything that was like tradition worthy. And
right.
And I was thinking, what places around the world have cool traditions? It can't just be America, because Christmas is celebrated worldwide these days, whether it's part of your faith or whether it's just for fun or there's an excuse to get off work. Everybody is celebrating Christmas in a certain way. So I started looking on the internet and started looking at places around the world that had cool traditions. In Iceland, they have one of the weirdest traditions, and I started with the weirdest one because I couldn't believe this. So in Iceland, there's this giant cat said to roam the snowy countryside at Christmas time. Traditionally, farmers would see the Yule Cat, as they would call it, and it would be incentive for the workers to do good. If you were good all year long, you would get a new set of clothes. But if you were bad, you would be devoured by the gigantic cat-like beast. So today in Iceland, their tradition is it's customary to get people new clothes to avoid any unsavory demise from the Yule Cat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know if Levi's came up with this.
All right.
I didn't know if it was a way to sell more clothing, but there's this mysterious cat which has I try to look up a picture of this cat, and it's not like Santa Claus where you can see what Santa looks like. There's so many renditions of this cat.
Right.
And you can rent cats. You can rent cats for that week just for the symbolization of it. It's crazy over there in Iceland. So do good, get new clothes. Do bad, get eaten by cats, which I heard will eat their owners if they die in the house when there's nobody around. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. So the second thing that I found was in Japan. And it was not really a tradition, but this is a tradition that caught my eye. So in 1974, KFC released like a festive marketing campaign in Japan. It was simple. It was called Christmasu Niwa Kentucky, which means Kentucky for Christmas, which means eat more chicken. So to this day, there's still a national tradition that thrives in Japan that on Christmas, which isn't really a holiday in Japan, but they celebrate it more like a Valentine's Day or something. They realize that the whole world's celebrating, right. So they'll do that. But it is to go get Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they raise the price of everything at KFC for that week. What a tradition, right, guys at home? What a tradition of we're gonna go to McDonald's and we're gonna have the festive Big Mac, except for it's gonna be like $2 more and 10% smaller.
That's
hilarious. I thought that was neat that in Japan they are pretty much just celebrating Kentucky Fried Chicken, which has great mashed potatoes, by the way, and macaroni and cheese sides. Oh my gosh. You're
and Nashville hot chicken.
You're a KFC fan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see.
I like their chicken.
Maybe you would enjoy Christmas time there in Japan.
Maybe.
So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is something that I've heard a little bit over the years, but not so much, and I'm a little vague about this. And I'm hoping that you have some sort of like insight to this. And it's the pickle tree, the pickle in the tree.
Yep, I have a pickle on my tree.
This comes from Germany, I think. There's different conflicting stories. Some people say it didn't, some people say it did. But you would hide a pickle in the tree, and if you were the first to find the pickle in the tree, which seems easy to me, it seems like a lot of wrestling has to happen. If you and I had to pick the pickle out of the same tree, we would be having to push each other off. Like, how is this fun? It must last 2 seconds.
Right.
But they hide a pickle in the tree, and if you're the first one to find the pickle, then you get to open the first present on Christmas.
Yep.
How do you know about this?
Because I have a pickle in my tree. My grandma usually had a pickle in her tree.
Is she German?
Yes.
Interesting.
And
that is
Polish
so
and,
interesting.
Yeah.
The legend says that the Christmas pickle originated in Spain or Germany, they're unsure, when 2 young boys were held as prisoners inside a pickle barrel. Saint Nicholas rescued the boys and brought them back to life. Oh my gosh, what can't Santa do? You're like Superman. Oh my gosh, he's like the Force. Like, oh, I'm just
He's a
healing people now.
Jedi.
He's a Jedi. People really have a tradition of the pickle in the tree.
Yeah, I have a little glass pickle.
Interesting. I've
I
never
didn't
knew
know
that
that one.
before.
I did know that one.
So those are some of the Christmas traditions that I looked up that I thought were pretty interesting. Makes me wanna have a Christmas tradition that's really zany. I mean, I don't know if I can
Right?
beat pickle. How do you beat pickle?
I don't know. Put a banana in the tree. Our tradition is to be non-traditional.
There you go. That's a good Christmas tradition. So since it's Christmas time, Jess, I thought I'd put together a Christmas game show that you guys at home could play, as well as you, Jess, to
God.
celebrate the holiday season.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Welcome to Triv Dan, the trivia game show for Christmas time. I'm your host, Dan, and today we have a series of 7 questions, Jess. Get them all right and you will win the grand prize, but for every wrong answer, I will release 1 digit of your phone number. Your silence is your consent. Here we go. Question number 1. Which popular Christmas beverage is also called milk punch?
Milk punch? That's disgusting. I immediately thought eggnog, but I don't know if that's right.
Your final answer.
Does eggnog have milk in it? Yeah, that's what I'll go with, eggnog.
You are right. Way to go. Way to go. You got a point. You got a point. Question number 2. What well-known Christmas carol became the first song ever to be broadcast in space in 1965? # we didn't go to the moon.
Oh, man. Well-known Christmas carol. And I don't get any hints, do I?
You have 3 seconds.
Final
answer?
Rudolph.
It is actually...
White Christmas.
Nope. You want to take another swing at it?
Most wonderful time of the year.
No, it was actually
trying to think
Jingle
of-
Bells.
I was trying to think of the years all those came out, but that wasn't helping me.
No, it's Jingle Bells, and you lose, and that first digit is a 9. Oh, are you laughing because that's the real number? Question number 3. What is the most popular Christmas tree topper traditionally on a Christmas tree?
A star?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
It is an angel. An angel, not a star, an angel. Yeah. 8.
I have a dog on the top of my tree. I have a Tinkerbell somewhere too.
I have a star. I really want the Mario star. Question number 4. What is the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time?
Die Hard. No, I'm just kidding. Home Alone?
Is that your final answer?
I don't know. Frozen. Yes, Home Alone.
Which one?
Is Frozen a Christmas movie? Like, what makes it a Christmas movie? Because it came out at Christmas? I'm going with Home Alone.
Okay. And yes, you are correct. Home Alone. Good job. I was rooting for you on that one. On that one, Jess. We're getting close on digits here. Question number 5. What is the best-selling Christmas song ever?
It's probably Mariah Carey's stupid song. I don't know. I'm guessing Mariah Carey's song.
All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey?
All I want for Christmas. Yeah.
I also thought that's what it would have been. That would have been my answer, but the answer is, do you like your wrong noise? It is White Christmas by Bing Crosby. I thought Mariah took it. All right, that third digit's another 9. You know, I really have your phone number. Like, we're getting close. How long till you get nervous? Like, how many more digits can I give until you're nervous?
I'm not nervous.
Question number 6. What is the first company that used Santa Claus in advertising?
Coca-Cola.
Yes, good job, Jess. Good job. You have successfully just about saved your phone number from getting into the hands.
Do you know how I know that?
Because it's the answer?
Because I actually collected Coca-Cola stuff for a lot of years.
Yeah, those bears did pretty well at marketing, huh?
Yeah.
They were cute.
I have a box around here of Coca-Cola stuff for a lot of years. I used to have all my kitchen stuff used to be all Coca-Cola stuff. So I actually know a little bit of the history of Coca-Cola and the Coca-Cola Santa.
All right, your final question. Or you've gotten 2 correct and like 3 other losses. So this one's for 10 times points. So if you get this one right, you win. If you lose, I give out the rest of the digits of your phone number. All of them. Question number 7. How many ghosts show up in A Christmas Carol? You have 5
3.
seconds to answer. Is that your final answer?
I don't know. Yeah.
It's 4.
It's 4.
Yes.
I said it before you
Nope.
did.
Time ran out. Jacob Marley, which was Ebenezer Scrooge's deceased business partner that had died on Christmas Eve 7 years prior to the book's events, was actually the MC of that movie that led him around to all the other ghosts.
Was he a ghost or an angel?
Ooh, logistics. I don't know. I can ask Walt next time I see him at a shareholders meeting. I'll ask him.
You better ask.
I'll ask him. So good job, Jess. You did pretty well on Christmas trivia.
That's good.
I hope all you guys at home did well. Let me know in the comments on our Facebook page if you guys got all these right. I'm sure at least one of you guys knew all the answers to my questions.
I made sure not to Google anything.
Good job.
You can tell because I got answers wrong.
Thanks, and I gave you no lifelines. So Jess, I have a surprise for us here on the CC Mouse podcast. It is Christmas after all. You might know this person. He's someone from yours and mine's past. He took time out of his busy season to be here. Any guesses who's here?
No, I have no idea.
It's your boy, Santa Claus. Please
Oh my
welcome
goodness.
Santa Claus to the podcast.
Oh, hello everybody.
Hey Santa, I thought your catchphrase was ho ho ho.
Well, actually I used to stutter when I was younger, but I was just really always trying to say hello.
Well, I'm glad you worked through that, Santa. What brings you here today?
I was in town picking up some fresh hoofs for my sled.
Oh, what does that mean?
Reindeer. I was getting fresh reindeer. You actually think that's the original Donner? You ho 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 ho. I bet you also think that those are the original members of the Blue Man Group, or Menudo, or the Jonas Brothers.
But aren't those the original members of the Jonas?
Silence! Saint Nick on the mic. Dan,
Yes, Santa.
I hear you want the new T-Swift record.
Yeah, Santa. How did you know?
I had no idea you had a 16-year-old daughter.
No, Santa, I don't. It's for me.
No, ho, 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 you fool. That's not music. You know what I would do to my elves if I caught them listening to that?
Whoa, Santa, you need to calm down.
The haters are gonna hate.
But isn't those T-Swift lyrics?
So I better be going now. These 12 days of Trulies won't drink themselves.
Santa, I pegged you as a claw guy.
Ho, 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 no. The claw is just Santa P.
Whoa, okay. Santa, everybody. Santa Claus. Santa, are you over there dabbing?
Ho, 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 catch me outside.
And, just like that. He's out. No, wait, hold on. He's back.
Do you validate parking?
Get out of here, Santa. Santa Claus, everybody. Santa Claus. Oh my gosh. I can't believe he took time out of his busy schedule to come see us, Jess.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do.
That guy, yeah. And I can tell he's a little stressed out in his voice because I know he's got all that COPA stuff to deal with next year. He might take a harder hit than Ryan's toys.
Right?
So Jess, before we end this wonderful Christmas episode and we let you at home get back to your families or whatnot, I wrote a song. Okay, I didn't really write a song. I pretty much took the 12 Days of Christmas and just applied it to our lives. And this kind
my
of
God.
sums up everything that's happening this year because this is our last podcast of this decade.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll have a New Year's podcast and that'll be on the first of the year.
Wow.
So here's a little thing that I wrote that I hope you like. That kind of sums up our year and our friendship and things that have happened.
Oh, God.
And the hardest part is that I can't underlay the music. Like, I'm sure the 12 Days of Christmas is copyrighted and I can't just like use the audio for it. So here I go. And the numbers are backwards too. I didn't realize till last night when I was trying to get the hum of the song right that they go from 1 to 12, but we're gonna go from 12 to 1. So here you go.
So you don't
Jess.
have to go through it over and over and over and over and over.
No. This is a one shot.
All right.
Okay.
Ready, set, go.
I'm so nervous. Today it is Christmas, another crazy year. 12 Red Wing losses, 11 perfect iPhones, 100 carved pumpkins, 9 days at your house, Mario Kart 8 is our game, 7 years of friendship, 6,000 miles, 50 podcast episodes, 4-hour live streams, 3 trips to Cali, too many cameras, and 1 decade of YouTubing. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas,
What a
everyone.
year. What a year, Jess.
Yeah, it's been a year. It
2019
has.
came and went. A new decade.
We really did a thing.
We did 50 things.
That's so crazy.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening to us every week. You're the Real Pod Squad. We look forward to bringing you more exciting content in 2020. More fun, more games, more things. It'll be great. I can't wait.
I'm pretty excited.
You can follow us on every form of social media at CC Mouse Podcast. We hope you guys have a great Christmas. So we'll see you guys bright and early on January 1st. Same mouse time, same mouse podcast. Bye.
Bye. We did a thing.
We did a year of things.
We did do a year of things.
Yes.
We did it. It's so crazy that we kept saying, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And then I kept saying no. And then finally it was like, whatever, we'll do it. And then now it's become what it is. It's pretty crazy.
It's like therapy for me.
It's fun. It's super
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
It is.
Bye. Merry Christmas, everyone.